Since today onward, I am going to discuss with you UPSC or Civil Service Mains Examinations GS Economic questions. And today our question, as you are observing and seeing on your board, is very clear. Is inclusive growth possible under market economy? State the significance of the financial inclusion in achieving economic growth in India. You have to write down these questions. 150 word limit is there. Students, if you go through these questions multiple times, you will finally reach at a conclusion that these questions asking you the two questions. Number first, inclusive growth is possible under market economy. Under market economy. And second question, what is financial inclusion in achieving significance of financial inclusion achieving economic growth? Means financial inclusion in achieving economic growth. Economic growth. First of all, you have to clear about the area of these questions. After then, what is the structure, what are the part of introduction, expansion, conclusion, I will discuss one by one. But first of all, you have to understand what is the meaning of inclusive growth, what is the meaning of market economy. After understanding the role of market economy, you can yourself automatically analyze, is it possible to achieve the inclusive growth under the market economy? First, you understand the meaning of inclusive growth, what is the meaning of inclusive growth, and then you will understand the nature of market economy, and finally you can easily conclude, is it possible to achieve the inclusive growth under the market economy. First, I use the first issue, that is inclusive growth. Inclusive growth. As you know, the term inclusive growth first of all introduced during the 11th Fire Plan. Our Deputy Chairman of Planning Commission, Monteng Singh Ahluwalia, and they decided the target of 11th Plan, faster and more inclusive growth. Then what is the meaning of inclusive growth? If you go through the macro variable of inclusive growth, there are the two macro variable, that is social inclusion and financial inclusion. Financial inclusion are the two pillars of this inclusive growth. Other is the social inclusion. Why? Because our marginalized segment of our society, that is SC, ST, OBC, women, these are the four categories who are both financially and socially excluded from the society. It means they are not availing organized financial facility, as well as they are not participating in social development. That is why they are the separate part of the society, and hence they are not achieving that our economic growth share according to their population, according to their status, etc. Ultimate result is what? Our GDP growth rate or national income is going to concentrate in few hands. That kinds of observation our Planning Commission observing since first Fire Plan onward, and they generally decided the high growth rate target in different 5-year plan, but ultimately they are reaching that this growth rate is not through the trickle down effect or other way reaching to the weaker section of the society. That is why since the 11th plan our government targeted to achieve the target of inclusive growth. What is the meaning of financial inclusion? What is the meaning of social inclusion? Then you can easily understand the meaning of inclusive growth. Financial inclusion means the availability of financial facility from the organized sector to all sections of the society. Organized sector includes commercial banks, NBFCs. They are the capital market part, NBFCs, but the commercial bank is the part of which one? That is the part of our financial market. Or you can say, if these sections of the society, SC, ST, OBCs, assetless specifically, who have no any kind of asset or income, generally our commercial bank provide the credit facility to those persons who have some kind of source of income, source of assets. After then commercial bank can provide the credit facility. But generally these sections of the society doesn't have any kind of assets and source of income. Under this condition they can't avail the facility of organized credit. But our government under Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, PMJDY, Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, providing the organized credit facility to these sections of the society. Now, first I will discuss this concept financial inclusion, because our question is asking significance of financial inclusion in achieving the economic growth in India. Later on I will discuss the social inclusion, and finally I will discuss the inclusive growth rate, because inclusive growth rate is a wider concept. First you understand the meaning of financial inclusion. As I discussed recently, that is the availability of which one? Organized credit facility to the weaker sections, SC, ST, OBCs and women's. And what will be the effect of financial inclusion on economic growth? You can understand in two ways. What is the way? I will discuss now. First you understand this financial inclusion. According to Economic Survey empirical study, Economic Survey empirical study, what this empirical study show? That in rural and in urban India, roundabout in rural, out of their total income, 55% keep in their pocket. First problem. In urban area, roundabout 49% of their income they are keeping in their pocket. Means they are not going to deposit this money either in money market, commercial banks, or capital market, LIC, stock market, etc. Ultimate result is what? Our GDS, gross domestic savings, are always less. Presently it is round about 30% of GDP. 30% of GDP. If our saving is less, automatically the level of investment, saving is less, investment is less, output is less, and in this way, first you can say capital formation is less, then output is less. Means our development process, our growth process directly related to the saving rate. Now you are clear? And if we are availing the all sections of the society through the financial inclusion, organized credit facility, then the weaker sections of our society also open their account in commercial bank. It may be private or public. What happened? Automatically our GDS will increase. Increasing GDS by increasing investment capital formation rate finally increase the growth rate. As I discuss here, what is the significance? This is the supply side effect of financial inclusion in our economy. As you listen, our Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi ji, multiple time he says, my poor rich brothers and sisters. What does it mean? Our poor sections of the society under Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan account Yojana, opening their account in banking institutions, according to our estimate, presently round about 52 crore people open their account in different banking institutions under Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan scheme. 52 crore people. Keep in mind this data. 52 crore people open their account in different commercial bank, and their deposit in commercial bank is round about 2,11,000 crore rupees. 2,11,000 crore rupees is the huge amount. what it is doing in our economy. One side it is increasing the money supply in our banking institutions, increasing money supply with existing money demand, decreasing the rate of interest, motivating the investment. In this way, increasing investment automatically promote the development and growth of our economy. Third point which you have to keep in mind. Under Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan scheme, these weaker sections can avail the credit facility from the commercial bank, and on the basis of this credit they can open their small shops, boutiques, other kinds of economic activity. That increasing economic activity automatically, by increasing the investment and growth, further promote the target of inclusive growth. As you know, if these weaker sections SC, ST, OBC and women begin to participate economic development, primarily they are not able. Deficiency of funds are the main constraints in the development of these sections of the society. But when they are participating in economic activity, what happened? They will be economically viable unit. Economically viability means they are becoming affluent economic ground. After becoming affluent economic ground, what will be the further effect? That is social inclusion. Because what happened? Economically viability of these kinds of section of society, they begin to participate in social development. What happened? If social inclusion is there, through which one? Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, social inclusion will promote economic development. What kinds of economic development? What kinds of economic growth? Which will achieve certain target. You can see in our diagram, or I can explain separately also. First you can see in our diagram, inclusive growth via financial inclusion, what we will achieve? Poverty will reduce because economic participation, economic activities are there. Among the weaker sections, they are self-employed, generating income. Unemployment problem also decreased. And what happened? They began to access essential services, health, education, sanitation. Means they are getting those services which can further boost up the development of our economy. And finally, equality of opportunity, skill building, good governance, women empowerment. These are the part of our inclusive development. Means a growth via financial inclusion, then social inclusion will automatically achieve these targets. If the society are economically viable, socially viable, they will definitely select a good governance. And as you can see, since 2014 onward, what are you observing in our political areas? A good government are existing, and if the government is not performing very well, they are out from the system. But this process further will accelerate because of increasing awareness among the people of India. As you can see, recent election in 4th state and their outcome are also explaining you that somewhere we are going to reform in the political system. And what it is doing, it is making government more accountable, more transparent. More accountable and more transparency in the system means effective governance. That is the part of this inclusive development, good governance. As you can see, this is the good governance. If good governance is there, all economic policy further will more effective. Means these questions finally, what is that? Inclusive development. Means through the financial inclusion, we can definitely achieve the inclusive development. But one segment which you have to now understand, that is market economy. You know, student, in 1947, our first Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru ji, during the freedom movement, he visited in different countries, capitalist and communist. And finally, what he find out? That there are the merits and demerits in these two extreme form of economic organization. One side is the capitalism, that is capitalism. Other side is the socialism or communism. In capitalism, private ownership right, all economic governed through the market forces. Market forces. that is demand and supply. Demand and supply work in market economy and in social economy. State regulate the complete economy. That there are the demerits in socialism and communism. What they are? Inefficiencies, monopoly of the state. As our previous experiences explained, that there should be non-monopoly. Either it is state or private sector. In capitalism, private monopoly. In socialism, state monopoly. Or in communism, state monopoly. It means our market economy not capable to achieve the target of inclusive growth, inclusive development. Why? In market economy, production always done on the basis of profit maximization, not welfare maximization. That is the one problem. And in market economy, a number of incapable persons who are not supported by the state policies, always lacking behind in the development process, inequalities, disparities, more poverty, more unemployment, destitutions, etc. are increasing consistently. It means in market economy, we can't achieve the target of inclusive development. Then what should be there? There should be the coexistence of public and private sector, as our first Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru ji introduced the socialistic pattern of society, where state pattern of society, where state and private sector will work together. In welfare area, state will do. In production area, private sector will do its work and its responsibility. But since 9th plan, as you are observing, a new model of development, that is triple P, means, as you know, the objective of state is welfare maximization, objective of capitalist or private sector is profit maximization, and under the public private participation model, without moving the economy completely capitalism, we are following a coexistence model where the state responsibility, that is welfare, will be managed by the private sector in our triple P model. Triple P model. What is the triple P? Public private partnership. Means under this system, what is the problem in case of public sector? Deficiency of fund, deficiency of managerial skill, deficiency of good service supply, because of corruption system in the system. But in case of private sector, they have the good quality management, good quality fund facilities, better effective implementation of policies, time limit boundation, completion of the project, etc. These kinds of factors are responsible to opt these kinds of model. And as you know, that is also shows some kind of the market economic structure. Means here the market forces are governing. In this sense, you can say the triple P as a form of market economy can achieve the target of inclusive development, because in these conditions private sector is achieve all the desired target which have to be achieved by the private sector by the use of private assets, etc., by the use of public assets, etc. Quality of services, time bound manner, payment, etc. will be done under triple P. In that sense, you can say if the market economy under triple P is working, then we can achieve the target of inclusive development. Student, now you are clear what is the concept, what is the meaning of these questions. Now you can easily organize these questions in within the word limit, because first you know what is the meaning of these questions, what are the content of these questions. Now you can create a good quality answer on the basis of these questions. And as I discussed, the complete information which you are needed or complete knowledge which you are needed for the explanation of this question, that is next issue. What? First you go through the structure of this question. Create a good quality structure as I discuss: introduction, then expansion, and finally conclusion. In your introduction, you should introduce yourself with the help of either financial inclusion or inclusive development, social inclusion, etc. Means your introduction should include 4 words: inclusive growth, financial inclusion, social inclusion, and market economy. In your explanation, your introduction should include these 4 words smartly, intellectually. If you are using these 4 words in your preface of the questions, examiner easily understand what is your vision and you will get the maximum marks. As you know, these questions carry 10 marks. 150 word carry the 10 marks. And your introduction should not exceed 15 word. Means you have to summarize these 4 words within 15 word limit. Again, when you are going to explain these questions, so you have to explain the 4 point. What are the 4 point? Number first, you will explain what is the financial inclusion, what is the effect of financial inclusion on growth, financial inclusion, then what is the meaning of social inclusion, and finally you will summarize that the financial inclusion through the social inclusion by promoting the economic growth achieve the target of inclusive growth. Finally you will discuss this inclusive growth in shortly, and finally you will conclude that in triple P market economy we can achieve the target of inclusive growth, which is not possible exclusively only in market economy where state intervention is limited. Student, if you like these questions, then subscribe our channel, and as you know our channel is Tejveer Singh 5056 on YouTube. Subscribe it, like it, and further what you have to do, if you like to get more information, you should go our coaching institute website www.theeconomica.org. You can go through this website and you can maximize your target with the help of these kinds of lecture. Thank you, student.